Anyway, moving on really swiftly, we have the next story, which is not as interesting or entertaining as you may think, because it is a story of an addiction that has now turned into a happy cautionary tale. In case you don't remember, Omosh had gone on an interesting cry for help on the internet when he came out and said that he's going through. In fact, a lot of Tahiti High people came out that time, right? Because it wasn't just Omosh, it was OJ and a few others. Anyway, so Omosh came out and said, look, you guys, I am not doing very well financially. In fact, I am borrowing and scraping the bottom of the barrel for me to be able to fend for my family and so on and so forth. And Kenyans gathered together and tried to create something for him. They went so far as to build a house for him. Remember, they built a really nice house for him. There was a whole lawn, what do you call it? Opening, welcoming, I don't know what you call them. Like gate cut, I don't know.
Housewarming.
Was it a housewarming? Was it a gate opening? What do you call that? I don't even know what to call it. Anyway, guys went. There were paparazzi, and even the company that actually set up this whole thing and built the house for them came through. It was very beautiful, a story. But then later on, apparently, you remember there was a whole ring light situation where people gave him a ring light and a few other gadgets to use for his content creation. And it just became a whole thing where he didn't seem like he was very happy to receive these solutions. He wanted more money. So it became a whole thing where Kenyans hated him, yada, yada, yada. But the thing that was an underlying issue was every time he showed up, he was drunk. Every time he was in front of a camera, he was drunk, or at least he looked like he was just coming out of a drunken spell. So apparently his sister gathered some amounts and took him to rehab. It cost about 200,000 Kenya shillings from what we're being told. And she took him to rehab, and now he's recovering and he's doing very well. His family is also doing pretty well. I mean, they, according to him, at least, he says that they're doing well and he's recovering. And it's gone to the point where he's now going out to schools and other institutions to teach people about the dangers of alcoholism and the consumption of alcohol and abuse of alcohol. And it's kind of a heartwarming story if you really think about it. Like, he's taken a 360 no, like, is it 360? Is it 360 really? Because if you do 360, you come back to where you were. So he's taken 180 degrees and he's doing really, really well. He went so far as to say that a lot of these things he leaves to God, and he's thankful that people came through, and he's thankful for his sister for coming through and helping him with taking him for rehab and so on and so forth. So I feel like I'm kind of happy about that. However, when he was asked why he hasn't moved to the house which Kenyans came together and helped build, he said it's really far and he'd have to reconsider it because of the children's school. And I felt like that I was slapped a little bit on the face. It's like people do such a good thing for you, and you're like, yeah, but like you didn't do it where I wanted you to do it. Like, you didn't give me a house in Runda. You didn't give me a house in like Muthaiga, somewhere close where I can take my children, yada yada yada. It's kind of a slap on the face in that regard. But we're happy for his recovery, and we're happy for his happy story of, you know, fighting abuse of alcohol. A lot of people are going through a lot of alcoholic family issues and so on. So it's very good to see someone recovering. It's very good to see people who have family who are still pushing them to recover. So I love this story, and I appreciate the sister as well, because not family members. This one, this one is always so drunk all the time. Leave him alone. So it's good to see that still family members can come through and can help you out. So we're happy for him.
I think Omosh is doing whatever is working for him. You know, he has two families. So at some point, this man has sense to convince two women to be yours and to have children for you. This is not a foolish man. He really does understand what he's doing, and he knows what is happening. He's very aware of his situation. So you know, I hope it works out for him. You know, alcoholism is a bit tricky, but I hope it works out for him. I'm sending you all the love and positivity you can. Regarding the house, I feel like us Kenyans, we always have a solution for somebody. We're like, mimi ingekuwa mimi. Mtu anaondolea the burden of rent. Ningeenda huko, ako kashamba napanda mboga, hatuori kuhusu food. Watoto, na wahamisha shule very quickly. Wata-adapt. They're very young. They're going to adapt. So I don't understand why he hasn't done that. Is the proximity to Nairobi, you know, making sense for you, or can you, you know, start over somewhere else and be making the commute? Hata wewe commute. Ni nini mbaya? Commute. There's also the issue of two households? Are the two households going to live in that one house? I don't know. I understand where you're coming from, Omosh. It's difficult. Who are you going to move in? The first wife or the second wife? Or both of them? What's going to happen? Huh? Ama, it's Omosh and the children, and the wives can do whatever they want.
Me, as long as I have a house. Hey,
Oh, you know
let
what?
me tell you.
It is what it is.
Rent free. Rent free is sweet.